Hi, Andrew Malkoski here with the Denver 100, and I am here with Erin Gaskins from Room Redefined again, and we are talking professional organizing.
Mhm.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
One of the things that you had mentioned in the first video was about how sometimes the home systems can affect the organization and flow of a single room, and kind of how one room can affect the organization and flow of another room.
hmm
And that got me to thinking about how often do you find that it is a one room problem or a more holistic kind of everything's off and everything needs a look.
Right. So many times clients will call me and say, "Hey, I want you to come take a look at my home. I want to have a more organized kitchen."
Hmm.
And so we always offer our clients free in-person consultations, and it's for this very reason. We want to make sure the suggestions we're putting in place are something that both the client and I understand and that it will be
Gotcha.
successful. Because typically we'll find if we're coming to look at a kitchen or a master closet or master bath or laundry room, so many different spaces within a home, many times those spaces are connected to another space that can be impacting the function of it. And if we don't address that adjacent space, we aren't going to create a lasting solution in the space we're hired to fix. So,
Would that be like the biggest challenge you think you face then? Is that people think like I have a this problem and it's a this problem?
yeah. And so we really want our clients to understand if they want us to create a solution that's sustainable,
Uh huh.
we need to look at it by system as opposed to by room. So, for example, if they want me to address their kitchen, but the laundry room adjacent to it is spilling over into the kitchen, and the
Hmm.
mud room where everybody comes home from school and drops off all of their stuff and does their laundry is spilling over into it as well, that's going to impact the function of that kitchen. And so we can do all the organizing we want in that kitchen, but if it's constantly being impacted by things spilling over from other rooms and cluttering up the kitchen counters and filling the drawers, the organizational systems we put in place in the kitchen are not going to be sufficient and the client's not going to be happy. So it's almost like this diagnosis.
Yeah.
I want to come in during my consultation and diagnose what's really going on in the spaces so then we can really put a solution in place that's going to work for them long term.
Okay, so I have maybe a silly question about this then, but how often would you see something like they know you're coming, so they've cleaned up everything, so you're not actually getting maybe the best look at real life in that house?
So we usually try and prep our clients before we come for our consultation and say, you know what, we're not like the cleaning person where you clean up before the cleaning person comes. We want
My
to
wife and I
see
do that all
your
the time.
space exactly like it is when you live in it so that we can do just that. We want to see that the good, the bad, the ugly, because number one, we see it every day.
Sure.
We're not judgmental.
Right.
We're there to support and we get it too. Like I live in a small home with my husband, my son, who's 13 and twice exceptional. So he's highly gifted, but has ADHD and autism. So organization is not his gift. We have a dog in this space. We live in a real space, so we get it. We fight the same battles that our clients do.
Sure.
So we want people to understand that, just because I'm an organizer does not mean my space is always perfect, but I have systems I can fall back on
Sure.
to help maintain those spaces. And I can give that same system to them if I can see it in its true raw form and then understand how to create those for them. So it's a safe space.
One of the things I keep hearing you say is about the systems, and that sounds to me like it's not just hey, put things here, organize things this way, but that you are giving them tips and ongoing processes to keep it organized after you've come in to do your job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Organizing isn't a one and done type thing.
Okay.
I wish it was.
Sure.
But that's another thing that I like to prep my clients for. Companies that'll say, yeah, I'll come in and organize for you and it's going to be beautiful and you'll be set to go are not telling you the full story.
Oh,
because our lives change.
sure.
And with our lives changing, our stuff changes too, and our needs from our space change. So what I do is I get to know my clients, but then I offer maintenance packages too to help them as their lives change and grow if they'd like, or I just give them those tips and tricks so they can maintain the spaces as they go. But if we've organized a closet for their children are going to grow. They're
Sure.
going to pick up a new sport next season. All of these things are going to happen where they have to be able to adapt those spaces to their kids'
Yeah.
needs. Or they're going to take up a new diet, so what they need out of their kitchen is going to change come January 1st.
Yeah.
It just, our lives do not stay static, so our stuff and our spaces can't either. That said, having good underlying systems and understanding how systems can work for them can make a huge difference. So this client that I was just working with this morning on our office, we haven't seen each other for about 3 years. I had put together a really good organizational system in her office. And while I need to go back through and declutter some of those things that she's no longer using, the basic system was still looking pretty good in her office closet.
That's great.
So it's maintenance versus starting from scratch.
Very cool. If any of this sounds like the kind of challenges you have at your house, because all of a sudden they're starting to sound like some of mine, you need to talk with Erin. She is a professional. Room Redefined, and contact information, websites, and all that here down below. So please take a look. Thank you so much for tuning in today.